Hello,
Two.
everybody. I'm here with Coach Javier. We are doing fan questions, a little delayed. The other day we had a little questionable internet connection, and we didn't want to like drag it on into glitching. So today we're going to do the fan questions we were meant to do the other day that we asked you guys for about 5 days ago. So, Coach, let's start with number one. This is from Dalkateri Kudai Bergen. Okay, I hope I pronounced that right. What do you think of matchmaking between Umar and Sean O'Malley in the near future? Should the UFC promote them in different paths? Question mark.
Yeah, I think that's a great matchup, and I think it definitely needs to be saved for later, not early, when those two guys rise up, to the ranks. Honestly, I would like to see that one as a title fight. In my opinion, what I think could happen: either Sean O'Malley wins the title at some point, Umar fights him, or Umar wins the title and he fights Sean O'Malley. That's when I would like to see a fight like that happen between those guys, because I think Sean O'Malley is a lot. I mean, I know he lost the last fight, but I think it wasn't a fluke per se, because it was meant that the kick was meant to land where it did. It's just he's a lot better than that. Is all I can say. He got hit with a good shot, but he's a lot
Mhm.
better.
I guess that's like recalibrating the low kicks for Connor. Oh, we haven't trained for that one. Now we know what to train for. So, right? That's
Yeah,
kind of how it works.
I mean, the kick landed, and it was meant for that purpose. So you can't say it was a lucky shot. It wasn't. It
Right.
just good game plan. But he's much better fighter. Is all I'm saying. He just didn't prepare for that properly.
Let's see. This is from Hashir Zafar, aka. How do you learn MMA when there is no MMA gym in your country?
You don't.
Nope.
You
But
can
what you
do
can
instruction
do, you go
skills.
take a
You can
martial
do
art.
instruction skills, but you can't take it any further than that. You're not going to be able to.
Right.
You have to have someone showing you. That's just it's as simple as that. If it's not available, you can learn it through instructionals, and you'll get okay. But if you want to learn competition, wait a minute. If he meant just to learn it, instructional videos. If he meant for competition, no, not going to happen.
Right. You can't until you feel it and you experience it, then you know what you're up against. Right.
You got to have someone coaching you for that. That's just you can't do it yourself. You can't. I mean, you can try it, but you're not going to do well.
So we have this question from Asif Wahab. When and who is Islam Makhachev fighting next? I think we addressed something on that once.
I don't think it's been announced yet. To go to the UFC website, when it's announced there who they're fighting, that's who they're fighting. I can't say anything until it gets announced. You got to look at the UFC websites. When it's announced there, it's official. If it's not announced, it's not official. So I've made mistakes in the past when I've been told certain something, and I've been tricked. But this time around, you can't trick me, because I know who he is, but it's not official, so I can't say nothing until the UFC announces it.
I saw it on Sherdog, but I don't know if that
Doesn't
means
matter.
anything. No.
Doesn't mean
Nope.
shit. Doesn't mean shit.
Right.
Then that's how they trick you. Oh, it's unsure. It doesn't mean shit. You
Right.
know, it's on the UFC official site, then it means something. Anywhere else don't mean nothing. So to me, I don't care.
Okay. This is a question from TPS Space. How well do you think Umar did on his fight, and what do you think he needs to improve on?
I thought Umar did fantastic for that being his first fight. He needs to improve on boxing. He needs to improve in everywhere. Where he's really good at is kicking. But he's improving everywhere. His big improvement out of all the arts that he has, boxing. He needs to improve his boxing.
Okay. I could see that. He was using more foot than hand, it seemed, in that fight, but he did use his grappling and he pulled that off for sure. Let's see. Thoughts about Azatar? I guess the guy that get told to leave the hotel and everything because the people had the wristbands and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know exactly what happened. It's not a good thing. Those are good guys, and unfortunately, I don't think they realized, it's look, listen, I try to come out to do a show, and I would have told them that I did the 48-hour quarantine, and I wanted to do the show, the UAE Warrior show, and then I would come back and do another 48-hour quarantine. And they told me no. Dana White said, no, bro, it can't. It's too political. So I said, okay. So obviously, it's something beyond my means or understanding.
Hmm.
So I mean, me just being able to leave and actually coming back, that was a no. So can you imagine something that's a no?
Right.
Not good.
Well,
Not
it's
good.
COVID. It changes the rule of the game. If it was just a fighter hotel and they were just there, that would be different. Excuse me one second. Sorry, let me turn that off. But yeah. That's kind of how that goes.
I don't. So those guys, I feel bad for them. They're good guys, and hopefully they can get back in. And something can happen. And go, hey, you know, everybody. Look, we all screw up. Everybody screws up, and I don't think it was intentional. But I didn't think they really thought it out. To be honest with you, I don't think they thought it out.
Here's a question from Moles Freets. Salam, Coach and Len. Question for both of you. What food combos do you enjoy that people would think you're odd for liking? That's a great question.
I don't know. I like everything. That one, I don't know.
I can't think I've seen you eat anything bizarre. You know, I think I like pretty linear food myself. I mean, I don't like, okay, I'm gonna have pizza, I'm gonna have pizza. I have chicken, I'm gonna have chicken. I don't really mix it up and have chicken and lobster or anything like that. There's nothing like that you have that people go, what's that you're eating there, Hav?
No.
Mm-hmm. No, just when you're on the diet, big soup and the tuna fish salad. That's about it, right?
When I was on keto, it was all keto food, but I'm not.
Just meats with meats, everything, no carbohydrates. That was probably our weird combo.
No sugar, no carbs. Low carbs were from vegetables and whatnot, and no sugars.
And remember, like you told me, the carrots, like don't mess with the carrots. They have a ton of sugar.
No, because too much sugar. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's the vegetable candy, I guess. So let's see. What did Dana say about Umar's performance? This is from Hawada Hidaya. What did Dana say about Umar's performance? I saw the UFC post that he impressed the boss on day one.
Well, when we went back there, you know, he just said, "Man, congrats, great fight." That's it, great fight.
Right.
You know, that's what Dana does.
Yeah.
Great fight.
It's as good as you're going to get. You're like, okay, and then to the media, they might extrapolate more from that, right?
I'm sure he talked more, but when we went back there to meet him, it was like a great fight. You know,
right.
Impressive performance, that type of thing, which it was. Impressive. It was very impressive.
Now, here's a question from Shubham Mishra. What's your opinion on the Zabit's potential?
He's either going to be the champion or he's going to fight for the title. So one of those is going to happen. He's going to be the champion or he's going to fight for it. Guaranteed.
I like this question. This is from Arfan Ali. You're a legend and inspiration to all. God bless you. That's the question. Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you. He likes that. That's good. This is from NK. Would you like Umar to move divisions or stay in his same weight class?
Stay in the same weight class for now. He's good at 135. He maybe gets a little bit more muscle, 145. But no, he's good. 135 is a good weight for him.
Yeah, that usually with age is only the time when you consider if your body grows in time. When you hit your 30s, right? Yeah.
He's a good 135er. Makes good weight. Didn't struggle with it at all.
Let's see. This is from Andre Merkraju. What advice would you give a young teenage aspiring fighters and grapplers?
If they want to fight, they want to compete, go to people that are competing.
Right. So a gym with real fighters, I mean, there's a difference.
Go where the competition's at.
Right.
If I want to be a boxer, I go to a boxing gym where they actually box. I don't go to boxercise or anything. I gotta go to. So you want to be a competitor, go to a competition type gym. You know, don't go to 24-hour Nautilus when you know you're trying to get into competition. You know, you got to go where the competition's at. So that's it.
If there's wrestling around you, get some wrestling. If there's grappling, jiu-jitsu, get some jiu-jitsu. Go to a jiu-jitsu school. Because
competition. If you want to compete, go to people that compete.
Let's see here. Okay, this is from Siddiq Swalti. Okay, sorry for pronouncing your name wrong. Hi, and have a great day to the coach and team. What does Habib feel when Umar did the same submission, just like what he'd done during his debut for the UFC? Did Umar plan to do the same submission? Last but not least, congratulations for the victory.
Umar was definitely thinking about it. He definitely liked the idea of the same debut, same day. So yes, he was. It did enter his mind, and he's very happy he got it. Habib's very happy he got it. But it wasn't like that was the main focus. The main focus was to beat this guy anywhere he could, and he did. But it was even sweeter that he did the same kind of submission. Yeah.
Definitely not the game plan. We need you to make it just like Habib.
No, it was not the game plan. The game plan was to beat him up and wherever he gave us the opportunity. More than likely, we're going to go father's plan, and that's why if you watch the fight, he's fighting well. He's fighting well. As soon as I say father's plan, he shoots in for the takedown.
And it was a wrap after that. Wow, this is interesting. Umar versus Zabit ? From Lucid Druid.
Different weights, so that's
not likely.
Not likely.
Right. Let's see. Luke Mangoni. Now that McGregor lost, is GSP fight with Habib more likely?
Don't know. People have asked me that question, and I said this is the only thing I've never spoken to Habib ever about this. We've never discussed this. The only thing I've said is I was present when his father and him discussed GSP as his 30th fight, and then him retiring. That's it. But I've never discussed with Habib anything. So sometimes people, well, like especially what's out in the news now, they say they put the clickbait out there where they ask me what I think, what this and that, and I say in a pretend type of way, this, hypothetical, right? This is what could happen, and they post the coach says this without actually posting what I really said until you read it. So again, I've never spoken to Habib ever about who he's going to fight, when he's going to fight. So again, I don't know. Right.
So outside of your team, who are the most exciting MMA fighters in your opinion? Who's been capturing your eye lately? This is from Omalley.
The guy that always was Israel Adesanya.
Right.
I love watching him fight. He's incredible. He's my number one. Outside of my guys, he's number one for me.
Okay. Learn to pronounce. That's the name of this person's thing. What's your most favorite MMA UFC fighter? Doesn't mean it could be your own team, I guess.
My favorite?
Mm-hmm. I think we know the answer.
Anybody?
Yeah.
4? 4?
Okay, let's take 4. I'm going to give you 4.
Take 4. You know who they are.
Let's see. Is Umar fighting again in March?
I don't know. I don't know. UFC website would be able to tell you that if he is or isn't. I have no idea. Can he fight in March if they want him to? Yeah. Does he have a fight? No. But can he? Yes, he can fight. He can be ready.
All right. This one's interesting. Who knows? Maybe a future student of yours. This is from Sulaiman. Mr. Javier, I'm training over 5 years, 3 days a week. Now I'm 16 years old, and my parents are completely agreed because they gave me this idea to train and become a UFC fighter. Just in a few years, I'm going to be at AKA. How's that?
Okay, what's the question?
No, he's just giving you a statement. He's coming to visit you.
Oh,
he's ready.
We'll see you
soon. That's right. Mr. Merslov, since Connor lost, there's no way Habib is going to return. Well, it's kind of like what we said earlier, right?
I never spoke to Habib, so I don't know if he'll ever return or won't return. And I never asked him that question. So we never discussed it, and I never will. So that's something that he'll discuss with his family, and then he can tell me, Coach, let's get training. That's it. It's just like when he met with Dana, that next night, he said, Coach, let's work. So that's how it'll be. So if he does decide to fight, just say to Coach, let's work, and that's it. But he doesn't talk to me about those things. And to be honest with you, I don't want to talk about those things. That's his business. If he wants to fight, I'm there. If he doesn't, I'm there anyway. So
yeah, it's different when you're living the life. You're a coach. You're around this for the last so many decades. You've been around it. You've been a fighter. You're like, okay, but to the outsider, it's something that's usually more interesting.
They
So
have
that
to
makes
want
sense.
to do it. They can't be forced into it by me saying something. It's something he has to want to do, not me convincing him he should do it. No, he has to want to do it.
Right. That's a beautiful thing. You're not the coach that, hey, yeah, you should fight this guy. You're not doing that. That's
No, it
wonderful.
benefits me. Fights, I make more money, but
Right.
it's not about me. It's about him.
I agree. Let's see. Let's keep this to three because Udoy Shafir says, can we get a list of the top 10 fighters that Habib faced? But who do you think his top three opponents were? Because 10 is a lot, and to pull those out of memory.
Top three.
Yeah,
Last three.
last three. So
Yeah.
Gaethje, Connor, and Dustin.
Dustin. Yeah,
Right.
those three.
That makes sense. Let's see. In the Habib fight, this is from John Morston, our buddy who asked us a lot of questions. In the Habib fight versus Justin, were you more nervous watching that fight than other fights? There wasn't a crowd in there, and you could hear how loud the hits are.
I was very interested in that fight. I wanted to see how well Dustin could do. I was hoping he would win, and when the leg kicks started coming in,
Excuse me, it was Justin Gaethje. Gaethje, I should have said Gaethje because Dustin and Justin sound the same.
oh, so you're talking about Justin Gaethje?
Yeah. Were you any more nervous? Were you any more nervous because there wasn't any crowd and there wasn't like,
Oh, not at all.
No,
not at all. I wasn't nervous. We were ready, and when Habib said, "Hey, my toe may be broken, but my mental is not," I knew we were going to win.
Right.
No, that's that kid. If his mental's not broken, you ain't beating him. I don't care who you are. At that weight, you're not beating him. So I went into that fight very confident.
Okay, here's one from Mahmoud Zalami. Hi, Coach. Do you think Umar needs to practice more on pinning his opponent to the ground? As we can see, his opponent was simply moving and carrying him around the octagon with him on the back. Much respect to you. Interesting.
Yeah, he still needs more groundwork, but with Habib, being his cousin and Habib being really the one that grapples with these guys, him and Islam Makhachev, I mean, Umar's only going to get better by having those guys to deal with all the time. And he has. They all do. Habib rolls with all these guys. So Habib's always in shape, and he gives those guys a feel that nobody else can give them. And nobody's better than Habib, in my opinion, at that division. So when you go with Habib, you're going with the best in the world, and they learn, and he teaches them, So yeah, Umar still got some growth, big time, but you know what? He's getting there. Habib's taking step by step and getting him there, all of them.
Well, this is another question on the nervous thing, but it was about Umar this time from Pinzot Aaron. Hello, Mr. Javier. Umar seems to like rushing to finish his fight. Did he feel nervous before the fight?
Of course, he was a little nervous. Everybody gets a little nervous, especially the first one. And more confidence comes the more fights you have. So he was a little nervous, but he handled it really, really well as compared to what most people do. He did fantastic for his first time in the UFC, big event. And what probably helped too is the fact there wasn't it wasn't a crowd. If there was crowds there, it'd have been worse for him. But the fact that there wasn't a crowd there made it easier for him. Still was nerves, but it was easier because there was no crowd.
That's interesting how that works for some people. Some people thrive off the crowd and some people take the opposite. So,
well, the people that thrive off it is the people that are highly experienced. The people that are not so good with it is the people that don't have the experience. I take myself, for instance, when I first started fighting, I didn't want no one there because I was ashamed of what I looked like. The better I got, I wanted everybody there. I wanted everybody watching. I knew I was good, but not when I wasn't, when I didn't know. I didn't want no one watching. It's like a singer. When you're the best, you're the best singer. You want the whole world to hear you. When you don't know, you want a little bit of an audience, and then get their approval, and then you build yourself up.
Work it out, right? So this is Ali Abu Zahara. How hard would Javier rank the Dustin versus Habib fight in difficulty for Habib out of all his other fights? And did Justin's Poirier last performance show that he's a new threat? Interesting question.
Good questions. The last fight showed me the same Dustin that we faced. And as far as a new threat, no, I don't think so.
But I guess out of his three opponents, was he scarier than Connor or scarier than Justin Gaethje?
To me, the guy that did the best out of all three was Connor, and Connor won a round.
Right.
That's it. No one
That's
else
what you
won. Connor won a round. That's the only thing I can equate it to. Now, listen, Habib did it on purpose. He stood with him, but regardless, Connor won a round.
Right. Well, this question is going right into that. The Blade Appy. It seems the calf kick is a new trend of domination to wear off opponents. Are you going to focus and work on powerful, effective calf kick on Dagestan athletes? Also, if Habib comes for that 30-0, maybe fine tune that Muay Thai style. I think it's going to be a great arsenal for him. I think he needs to use more of his leg kicks. Saw the left front kick work very well against Justin.
We've been working on the kicks, not very much, but he's finally starting to use them. He showed that with Justin. But yeah, the calf kick, if we don't defend it, we don't practice it, we're going to be in trouble because it's the go-to move. It's a very difficult move to defend. And if you absorb the kicks, man, it's like lights out. So it's a brand new version of the great technical technique to go after. Technical, I said it all stupid, but regardless, calf kicks are extremely effective. And until you learn how to defend them, they're going to work against you.
Dead leg, man, you're done. You're sitting there waiting to get eaten up. Okay, let's see. I'm going to ask one more question. Okay, my question is, this is from Jakira Sheikh. My question is, oh, there's probably a bunch more. Yeah, we'll do this one right here. My question is, if Habib gets trapped in a triangle choke, how would he manage to escape from it? Because we've never seen anybody escape from triangle chokes.
Well, first thing, don't get in one. Second one, well, see, yeah, that's a tough one. If it's logged in, that's a tough one. But I've never seen him in one. I've never seen him get choked out. So
never,
never
No.
tapped, never choked. I saw Kyle Kretschmer almost have him. I saw, and I guess Luke Rockhold had him too one time, but nope, didn't get him.
Here's a great question from Rasif Nisar. What martial arts school should you start learning first? Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu or so forth? What would you recommend your principal base martial art?
Their choice. They're all good.
Yeah. So there's no flavor that you say this is the formula for everybody, because everybody's coming to your gym with a different style, whether DC was a wrestler, Habib was a Sambo fighter, right?
Look, if you're gonna be an MMA fighter, you have to do MMA. If you want to start doing MMA, but you want to start with kickboxing, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to start with ground, nothing wrong with that. If you want to like MMA type training, if you want to start with jiu-jitsu, there's nothing wrong with that. It's at one point you have to do them all, but you can start with any one you want. But
Right.
At one point, if you're gonna fight MMA, you better train MMA.
Right. You can't just be a jiu-jitsu guy and not be able to handle a punch, and you can't just be a kickboxer and not be able to handle the ground. Pretty simple. Let's see, from Tabak. Was it difficult to communicate with the Dagestanis in the beginning?
Well, it still is. What do you mean at the beginning? I still have a difficult time with them. I tell those guys, like just recently, I said, okay, guys, we're going to train at this time. And we're going to train here, right? They go, yes. Okay, where are we training? Here. All of a sudden, before you know it, I'm looking around. Where's the guys? They're trained already. Guys told me, goes, oh, I'm sorry, coach. We thought that, we're still having a hard time. I need to learn Russian, and I'm just too lazy to do it. And they speak English. They don't want to speak Russian to me. And I said, talk to me in Russian, please. They still don't. They don't say words.
Well, this isn't a question, but this is from Sheikh Abdul Ghafoor. Habib should fight Charles Oliveira. Do you think that's a good fight for Habib?
Nope.
Yeah, not enough draw at the moment. Right?
Not enough. The big fights, if they ever were to materialize, GSP, Connor.
Yeah. All right. Well,
those are the big, huge fights. So there's really only one fight now. It's just basically GSP. If that ever did materialize, and we've never discussed it. So, but I'm just talking about from a fan, from what people would want to see, those two. But I think GSP number one, because Conor flopped on his last fight, so he belly flopped. So, I don't think there's as big as interest to watch him as much as there would be GSP.
Yep. I have a question. Is everybody over jet lag?
Yeah. It took me a bit, but yeah, I'm over it. That was a mother to deal with.
How's the training going over there with the team? You get a few guys there. You get
yeah, it's great.
Usman, Islam, Zubaira, right?
Usman, and Abubakar Manap, and then there's some other guys. Ali, the manager's got a bunch of other studs that come training with us. So no, that's pretty good. Not the same as at AK at home. Much better, like team environment. But we're just trying to do what we can.
Right. Yeah, it'd be nice when that opens up. Who knows? Your gym might be open soon, buddy. Everybody's going to either do that or get rid of the current governor because they're signing a petition. So your gym might just be suddenly open no matter what the statistics show. That's a possibility. I hope that for you. I know you need it. So thanks for coming on, Coach. It's been a pleasure. And everybody tune in for next fan questions. And maybe we'll have a podcast coming up for you soon.